So we come to the 25th move of the whole 35. Three forms were put together with the eight brocades qigong sequence done in this manner. And this is the 17th to the penultimate one to the 18 form qigong sequence added on to the first 8, which is the 8 brocades. So, and then I've got another 9 sort of Himalayan Tai Chi qigong sequence. So this is, so basically this is the 17th to the 18th, so add that 17 on to the 8, it's like the 25th move of the whole 35. Again, that doesn't really matter. I've put the 35 in brackets. You can do, there's a number next to it, so you can do these in sequence, or you can do these singly, because I go right into the breathing, and it's a bit of a mixture of the breath. So it's unlike the traditional form, which breathes into the belly like a balloon, which is a sort of more meditative breath, breathe into the belly like a balloon. We're going to do the opposite here. But again, I digress a bit there. These are generally linked to organs and electromagnetic rivers running through the body called meridians or nadis. And this one's linked to the pericardium, kidneys, and also it's known to balance up both hemispheres of the brain with the motion, because it's a nice sort of contralateral motion, which I've gone into a little bit more detail on other tapes, other videos. So this one, we're going down the Pilates route of it, the yogic route, and the hypnotheric or hypnotic or hypnotherapy type breathing in there, or a bit of a mixture. Doesn't matter, it's just breathing. Don't get too caught up in that, and don't get too caught up in this move being that, and it says this specifically in each form, this is specifically that organ. Generally they do work like that, but again, you are benefiting every single organ, cell, sinew of the body by breathing that oxygen into every single cell, sinew of the body. So you'll be benefiting every single one. And even if you like, you can focus on a certain ailment, etc. Some would disagree with that, but again, like I say, 40,000 different qigong forms, and sometimes they vary, so that just tells you if you put your focus on something, you move towards it. Oh yeah, I've got a problem with something like an injury, I'll put my mind on it. Within this, if you want to do that, you can do that. But again, if you just wanted to simply do it, I would advise that more, and just feel the benefits after, and just feel the feel-good factor of it. So again, I digress again, so let's go into that breathing path. So unlike the traditional form, which breathes into the belly like a balloon, we're going to zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals and take the navel towards the spine. Okay, and as you do that, you're going to naturally feel that breath going in low and deep into these lower lobes of lungs, into intercostals, the ribs, anywhere but the stomach. Okay, so just allow that to happen and be safe in the knowledge that's happening, because there's nowhere else for the breath to go apart from into these lower lobes of lungs, intercostals, the ribs, anywhere but the stomach. It's what we call lateral thoracic breathing in Pilates. Okay, that helps us use the pelvic floor and the corset muscle, the transverse abdominis, 3 layers deep, which is all segmentally stabilising the spine in the most efficient manner, helping us breathe anywhere but the belly button, helping us breathe low and deep into these fish gills. Right now, as you do that, as if someone's sort of opening an umbrella inside your rib cage and letting go, or someone's just pushing out from inside your ribs and letting go. That lovely, free, expansive breath. Keep breathing through the nose and exhaling through pursed lips as you zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals. You're exhaling through pursed lips, as if you're sort of blowing out a candle through pursed lips. Lovely Pilates breath there. Now, as you do that, you'll feel that breath coming into lower deep to them lower lobes of lungs. Okay, just adding width to the lungs and length to the out breath through pursed lips. But now we're going to change that. We go slightly down more the yogic path as we close the mouth. Same deal though, zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals, breathing in and out through the nose. And that's going to help us lengthen the breath even longer. The whole will cycle of the breath is going to be lengthened, okay, by that smaller filter through the nose. So we go slightly more yogic with it in a manner of a more sort of filtering breath through that smaller filter through the nose, more cleansing breath. Okay, that's one of the types of yogic breaths. Okay, verging on Ashtanga, but not quite the same. We go nearer to it in a minute. But, and again, so as you do that, you zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals, you're closing that mouth, and as you breathe in and out through the nose, you'll feel the out breath want to fall longer than the in breath, so simply allow that to happen. Okay, or consciously take your mind to that out breath and lengthen it longer than the in breath. Okay, within your limits. Don't force anything. Okay, and as you lengthen the out breath longer than the in breath, you'll feel all the parasympathetic nervous system responses and benefits. The parasympathetic nervous system deals with sleep, digestion, rest, and relaxation. All the things you don't think about. Cellular communications improved, organ function, that health and well-being and renewal, that natural state of well-being of the body is all being benefited. Okay, but you don't have to know that. You can just carry on zipping up pelvic floor, scooping out your abdominals, and breathing out through the nose as you consciously take your mind to that out breath. Rather than the breath breathe you, you're going to breathe the breath, that out breath, and you're going to naturally lengthen that out breath longer than the in breath, and allow that simplicity just to relax the mind at will. And as that does that, you can just simply stay with that. Okay, if you want to go a little bit more down the yogic path, we will do in a minute. But again, as we lengthen the out breath longer than the in breath, we're just bringing in them hypnotic responses. More like sort of 7-11 breathing, which they do in hypnotherapy, or you breathe in for 5 and exhale for 10, whatever it is, just making the out breath longer than the in breath. Everyone will have different counts. Not that you have to count, just make the out breath longer than the in breath. Quadruple it, double it, triple it, whatever suits you. Just make it longer than the in breath. Okay, within your limits. Now, if you want to go a little bit more down the advanced yogic path, you can do that. If you can't get this, don't worry, just carry on breathing with us. We're still zipping up pelvic floor, scooping out abdominals. And breathing out through the nose as we lengthen the out breath longer than the in breath. If you want to add ujjayi breath in, you can grip at the esophagus, victorious breath in Sanskrit, ujjayi breath. You grip at the esophagus and make this sound. It's like a... Shoulders stay down though, and you exhale. But with the mouth shut, it's like a... You're breathing through the nose, and you exhale through pursed lips. That soft, silky, whistling ujjayi breath, victorious breath in Sanskrit, seashore breathing. That raspy sound from the back of the throat, nearly sort of Darth Vader breath as you breathe in and exhale. If you can do that, that's great. If you can't get it, don't worry, you may be not ready for it. Just carry on breathing as you are. That's more than adequate. So either with ujjayi breath on now, just bring your mind to the breath. Be aware of the sound of the breath, the feel of the breath as it weaves that tapestry of relaxation and every single organ, cell, sinew of the body at will. Okay, that ujjayi breath gives the mind something to focus on. Nice focusing breath. Helps us build the heat in the body, helps us fan the fire to burn all the toxins in the body. Ujjayi breath, victorious breath in Sanskrit. Lovely. Helps us stimulate the thyroid gland, which helps with weight control, etc. Ujjayi breath, victorious breath. That's a natural breath we do in everyday life. Okay, sometimes we're trying to focus on a fine motor skill. We do that. We're just overemphasizing that sound. with ujjayi breath. Now it'll also help us lengthen that whole will cycle of the breath through that smaller filter through here as we grip at the esophagus. If you can't get it, don't worry. Keep on zipping up pelvic floor, scooping out your abdominals, breathing in and out through the nose in that yogic manner, while elongating that out breath longer than the in breath. Just encouraging them restful relaxation responses and endless streams of comfort just coming into the nerve system at will. That lovely chemical cascade of relaxation, all felt on that lovely elongated out breath, which is longer than the in breath. Lovely. So let's link this to motion. So again, basically we're lifting opposite arm, opposite leg. We breathe in. On the exhale, we make that longer. As we exhale down, we feel that soft cushion of the earth. When I go back so you can see the legs, we breathe in. And we exhale down for as long as you like. Take longer in this motion. Exhale down for as long as you like. Breathe in a bit sharper. And exhale down. And exploit the range, speed and tempo as you do that. Slow is harder, fast is easier. But also what I might emphasise is how high you come. I'm coming quite high. If you want to go a little bit lower, you can be this much away from the floor if you're a bit worried about your balance. Okay, you can exploit the range, speed and tempo to make it as easy or as hard as you like. If you want to go low, you can go low here. Exhale for as long as you like. If you've really got problems, you can just do a cat stance. Opposite hand or opposite leg, partially empty. And exhale down on this motion. So you can just lift one heel up. Breathe in sharper here. Exhale down. Onto that heel. If you're going to come higher. And exhale down. You even walk forward. Breathe in sharper on this motion. Exhaling down on that negative phase. That's the hardest part of all these exercises. All the joints are nice, soft, free and movable. Exhale down longer on the out breath. That motion on the out breath, we go longer. And as you can see, it's a nice functional exercise as we over mimic the walking gait. Contralaterally, opposite palm to opposite heel. That's how the body works. It's a nice functional motion. So you feel that soft cushion of the earth, even lengthen out between big toe, little toe. You can imagine there's a tripod from big toe to little toe to the centre of your heel, just rooting them feet in towards the floor. Remember, just keep it hypnotic, breathing in and exhaling for as long as you like. But exploit that range, speed and tempo to suit you. Make it unique to you. With the speed and the tempo and the range, how high or low you come. Again, it's your yoga, Pilates or qigong to make it unique to you. Lovely. So we're just going to do the closing of that 18 form qigong sequence before we go into we start the next part, so the last form I've added on to the end. But again, that was number 17 at 18 form qigong sequence, and that was 25 in all. Lovely, bang.